Macbeth is a tragedy by William Shakespeare about the dangerous consequences of unchecked ambition and the thirst for power. The story is set in Scotland and begins with three mysterious witches who make a prophecy. Macbeth, a brave warrior, will one day become king. Shortly after a great battle, Macbeth and his friend Banquo are returning home when they encounter these witches. The witches greet Macbeth, first calling him the Thane of Glamis, his current title, then the Thane of Cawdor, which he has just been granted, though he doesn't know it yet, and, most astonishingly, the future King of Scotland. They also tell Banquo that his descendants will be kings, even though he himself will not be. Shortly after, messengers arrive and tell Macbeth he has indeed been named Thane of Cawdor, just as the witches predicted. This makes Macbeth start to believe that perhaps the prophecy about him becoming king will also come true. Excited and intrigued by this prediction, Macbeth writes to his wife, Lady Macbeth. Ambitious and determined, she immediately begins plotting Duncan's murder so that Macbeth can take the throne. When Duncan visits their castle that night, Macbeth is hesitant and filled with guilt about killing his king. However, Lady Macbeth manipulates and pressures him to go through with the murder, and they frame Duncan's guards by planting the bloody daggers on them. The next morning, Duncan's murder is discovered by Macduff, a nobleman, and panic spreads. Duncan's sons, Malcolm and Donalbain, flee the country, fearing for their lives, which makes them appear suspicious. With them gone, Macbeth is crowned king. However, guilt and paranoia soon consume Macbeth. He grows anxious about Banquo, remembering the witch's prophecy that Banquo's descendants would rule after him. To secure his power, Macbeth arranges for Banquo and his son, Fleance, to be killed. Banquo is murdered, but Fleance escapes. During a grand banquet, Macbeth is haunted by the ghost of Banquo, which only he can see. His disturbed behavior at the feast frightens the guests and raises questions about his sanity. Worried about his future, Macbeth visits the witches again. This time they give him more cryptic warnings, to beware of Macduff, that no man born of a woman can harm him, and that he will not be defeated until Birnam Wood, a nearby forest, moves to his castle. Macbeth feels reassured, believing these prophecies make him invincible. Still, to eliminate any threats, he has Macduff's family murdered. This cruel act drives Macduff to join forces with Malcolm, Duncan's son, who has gathered an army in England to reclaim the throne. As Macbeth's tyranny grows, Lady Macbeth is overwhelmed by guilt. She begins sleepwalking and obsessively talks about the blood on her hands, revealing her deep remorse. Her mental state deteriorates, and eventually she dies, likely by suicide. As Malcolm's army approaches Macbeth's castle, they cut down branches from Birnam Wood to use as camouflage. From a distance, it appears as if the forest itself is moving toward the castle, fulfilling the witch's prophecy. In the final battle, Macbeth remains confident because of the witch's warning that no man born of a woman can kill him. However, when he faces Macduff, Macduff reveals that he was born by caesarean section, meaning he was not born of a woman in the usual way. Realizing he has been deceived, Macbeth fights bravely but is ultimately killed by Macduff. With Macbeth dead, Malcolm is declared the rightful king of Scotland, restoring peace to the kingdom. The play ends with the message that unchecked ambition and the pursuit of power at any cost can lead to one's destruction. Macbeth's downfall is not only caused by the witch's prophecies, but also by his own choices and actions.